To address the issues facing Tennesseans today, from 10 News, this is Inside Tennessee.
Good Sunday morning to you. I'm John North and I'm moderating Inside Tennessee. Welcome. John Becker is away. It's Happy Father's Day to you as well. We are covering a couple races this morning, and we'll start out with the two gentlemen who are running to be the Knox County trustee. We've got Justin Biggs, who is a Republican, and Dave Cazalet, the Democrat. And it's an open office. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Justin. Ed Schaus is term limited, and good to have you both. So let's just kind of jump in. We'll start with the obvious, easy question. And Justin, can you tell the audience why it is you're running?
Yeah, my name's Justin Biggs, born and raised right here in Knoxville, Tennessee, sixth generation East Tennessean. My wife and I were raising our family here. My youngest daughter, she's getting ready to, or my only daughter, she's getting ready to start elementary school, going into kindergarten. We love it here. It's our home. It's going to be our home for many, many years to come. I've worked in the trustee's office for over a decade. Currently, you're vice chairman of Knox County Commission, and I am running for Knox County trustee. I would appreciate your vote and support.
And Dave, please feel free to introduce yourself and why you want this office.
Well, I served most of my life as a Marine, as a newspaper editor and publisher, and as a federal grant writer. I have executive experience in managing folks. So I think I'm the best candidate for office, and I haven't been happy with the way that Tennessee and local government has been running. And so I thought I needed to do something about it. And so I decided to run for office.
Thank you, Dave. And we'll tell the folks at home, the Knox County trustee, in case you're wondering, we sort of call them the county's banker. They're the ones that handle your money when you pay your taxes. And so it is kind of an important job. Dave, you said you're not so happy with sort of local offices. Are you talking about the trustee's office as well? And if so, why?
Well, I think Ed Schaus has done a wonderful job of straightening things out from two pretty terrible Republican trustees before him. But he's done a great job. Well, one of the things I'm unhappy with is how Justin tried to destroy the health department during the pandemic, and as a county commissioner. And I didn't agree with that, and it motivated. That was one of the things that motivated me to run for office.
All right. Justin was on county commission, still is. Justin, I don't know if you tried to destroy the health department or not, but you did take some stances that maybe did draw some criticism. You want to respond to that?
It did. I stood up for our small businesses in a time where I felt like the direction that Knox County was going with our unelected leadership making the decisions didn't have the county's best interest at heart. And I stood up for what I felt like was the right thing to do. And we pushed forward in that direction. And in a majority, county commission chose to go the route that we did. So.
Justin, let's talk a little bit about if you are elected and you would take office September 1, I believe that's correct. What are some things that you want to do? What are some changes, if you will? I think you mentioned you've been in the office for a while, at least more than a decade. What are some things you want to change?
Well, that's a good question, Mr. North. Right off the bat, the trustee's office, having working there for as much time as I have and currently working there, one of the things is right now we're doing is we're setting up, getting ready to send out the tax notices. We're ordering our envelopes now due to what's going on. There's a huge backlog. You have reappraisal that's gone on in the Knox County Property Assessor's office. We just set the tax rate of 1.55. People are going to want to ask questions of me, going to want to ask questions of the staff. This is going to be an issue that we're going to have to face. And unfortunately, election time swearing in is September, and that's right at the exact same time that our tax bills are being printed. Having worked in an office, I know that we have multiple steps that we have to go through. It has to go off to the comptroller's office and then come back to us. So it goes to the state 2 separate times before we can mail out those tax notices. You have to work great with the property assessor's office. I have a great relationship with Mr. Whitehead and his chief of staff, Jackie Rayleigh. And we're ready to move forward on day one and make sure that the tax bills get out, that we can start collecting and investing the money properly. I do think that we're going to have a lot of questions surrounding reappraisal. Some people are seeing that their tax rates or their property taxes have gone up around 40%. With the tax rate being 1.55, I think in some areas you're going to see that your taxes will actually go down unless you look inside the city limits where they do have a tax increase. So there's going to be a lot of questions. I'm not one to just pass the buck off to an additional office or reroute the phones. We're going to answer those questions as much as we possibly can and try to help our taxpayer as much as possible. But on day one, the next trustee is going to have to really get in there and be ready to lead, because these are some issues that we're going to face. There's going to be a lot of hard questions. And unfortunately, where we're at now is a lot of the senior citizens, they're the ones that have their mortgages paid off. So they're the ones that are actually going to be getting those tax bills. People my age and close to my age up through their 40s and 50s, they're going to not see this impact because it's built in through their mortgage. So some of those won't even see an increase or a decrease. So a lot of information right off the bat. You're going to have to be able to dive in quick and keep moving forward. Not much of a learning curve is going to be able to be held. So a lot of fast leadership on day one.
Thanks, Justin. Dave, you just heard what Justin said a lot there, including the fact that there is some, and it's not unusual when we go through the reappraisal process, some confusion about, do I owe a whole lot more money, et cetera, et cetera. But I'm interested, Dave, in sort of your critique of the office and what changes you want to make, what you would like to do if you get elected in terms of taking office September 1.
Sure. Well, first thing I wanted to say is that I didn't hear anything new from Justin on what he's going to do to improve the office. And I am going to appoint a Citizens Advisory Committee that's going to include some of the best financial people in Knoxville. And that's one of the things that I've noticed about the office. It's getting a little more than 0.5% interest on the money that's lying in the bank, when bonds right now are paying 3.3%. That's quite a lot of interest that we're losing by not using that. And by the time I'm elected, the interest rates on bonds are going to be even higher. So I look forward to bringing the county several more $1 million of interest. I'm going to try to get the monthly report started again, which Mr. Schaus was doing, but stopped doing around January. And I'm going to make it the most transparent office in Knox County.
Thank you, Dave. Justin, we've got about 30 seconds before we go to break. You want to respond to any of that?
We're under contract right now with Raymond James, who does our investing. The gentlemen over there, they do an amazing job. We're also under contract with First Bank for until 2025. I have the fullest respect for those guys. Mr. Schaus has been with them for the past previous years. Before that, we were with BB&T. I'm going to stay with what Mr. Schaus put into place. I think he's done an amazing job, and I think we're going to be able to continue moving forward with Raymond James and First Bank.
Thank you. We are listening.
So you're not interested in increasing the interest rates that the county earns on their money?
Why don't we go ahead? We'll, Justin, you can respond to that. I think it's time for a break. You're watching Inside Tennessee. We've got 2 candidates for Knox County trustee. Taking a break, but we will be right back. Don't go away.